You're listening to Systemic Error Podcast. The failure was designed.
The 1987 warning sign about Trump everyone missed, based on an article by Matthew Ross. The 1987 audition that built a president. The stunt was the point. The source story is simple. Trump's presidential campaign in 1987 was born as publicity, not public service. A book launch, a desperate publisher, a New Hampshire activist, and a man hungry for recognition collided into a fake political operation that happened to become real later. That is not an origin myth. It is a warning label. Who had power? The people who mattered were not the people pretending to be confused. Trump had money, a platform, and a talent for turning attention into leverage. Mike Dunbar recruited him into the spectacle. Random House needed the book to sell. The newspapers gave the stunt national oxygen. This was institutional power moving toward celebrity, not celebrity stumbling into power by accident. The misdirection. The cleanest fraud in political coverage is to reduce Trump to a personality defect, as if the whole problem were one man's appetite for applause. The article gestures at that addiction, and the diagnosis is not wrong, but it is incomplete in the way elite coverage often is. It centers the narcissist and sidelines the machinery that fed him. Trump was not discovered by a democratic system and then misused. He was packaged by a publicity system that mistook noise for importance and mistake-making for momentum. That is the broader rot. The incentives did not merely tolerate his rise. They trained it. The ideology was already there. The 1987 ads were not random bluster. They contained the bones of the politics that followed: grievance nationalism, isolationist posing, contempt for alliances, and the ritual claim that America is being cheated by foreigners and humiliated by its own leaders. The ads used the language of decline and betrayal, then pointed it outward at Japan, Iran, and unnamed allies. That is the old authoritarian move in American clothing. Find a mood of frustration, give it enemies, and present domination as realism. Trump did not invent that script in 2016. He was running it in print before most of the country had agreed to take him seriously. The media helped manufacture the mask. The article's real scandal is not that Trump liked attention. It is that attention was available as a substitute for legitimacy. A publicity stunt became a political identity because the media ecosystem rewarded the performance. A full-page ad in major newspapers is not background noise. It is infrastructure. That infrastructure keeps doing what it does, turning spectacle into authority, and then pretending surprise when the spectacle keeps demanding more. The press did not create Trump alone, but it helped normalize the idea that this man's brand was a political asset rather than a democratic threat. The system made room for him. What this story reveals is not one rogue billionaire's vanity. It is a political order vulnerable to grift, celebrity, and grievance because too many of its gatekeepers mistake visibility for seriousness. Trump did not emerge from nowhere. He was incubated by publishers, activists, editors, and a culture that treats shamelessness as strength when it is really just leverage. That is the pattern. The country did not merely elect a showman. It built the stage, sold the tickets, and called the noise a mandate. You've been listening to Systemic Error. Thanks to Alternet for today's article, with the automated voice of Amy. Thanks for listening.